now.
Yeah,
I mean, because mom and dad is working.
I've got some boys that if we have no school and I have to go get them in practice, I mean, he lives 9 miles north of town, has no way to get there.
Maybe we'll get school paid vehicles.
But don't you think if you were doing year-round school, the parents had to work it out in the school system we have now? The first couple of years, yes, it would be a pain, and then people would work it out.
Yeah.
I would definitely put that there.
It would be the whole transition would be hard for a while.
Yeah, parents, because to get out of the old traditional model, they'd be the first one that would really be hard.
What's the reason we have to immerse ourselves in the summer? So we can go harvest vacations.
True.
So we're not doing that in the summer.
Right. They have to schedule around it.
Yeah.
We have to schedule.
We just have to change things. You know, daycare would be, they'd have to let you have a week off.
Okay, and then our second one, we'll just kind of move on just for time's sake. This one won't be very long at all. This time you just fold it long ways like a hot dog. This will be a T-chart. Draw a line across the top. Did you only get one?
You can do it on the back of your other.
Yeah, that's fine too.
It's just to get the idea.
Yeah. You can take about any topic that you want to take on, and this one will be pros and cons of graphic organizers. Such as a pro might be, hey, it kind of engages the learner, but a con is, well, what about that kid who still doesn't want to? Or does it create classroom disruption? It does. I'll tell you, it's not a con, but from a teacher's perspective, the thing I've had a hard time with is you can't give a multiple choice test over what we just did. Because very likely it's not going to be very successful. Unless that kid is just really, really bright and read the chapter or something like that.
Do you ever give them a grade on their paper, like a participation kind of thing?
Sometimes what I do too is I say, all right, well, you have to listen to everybody else, and you have to add their stuff in, and I'll take my master one that I created, and I might make tests off of that. But we created the learning environment, and that means I have to create the assessment.
Right.
So a con might be more work from us in the long run, but it is higher level thinking. Okay? I know social studies, we have a ton of graphic organizers. They always have a Venn diagram or a T-chart or something at the end of each section. And I spend the most time on those.
Math was something that the other group, the first group we were in, what sort of graphic organizers, really all we could think of was flowcharts.
We make
and we do.
I mean,
bar graphs, you do bar graphs and stuff like that, but as far as there are these differences of different properties.
I mean, we make them out of paper, like we're studying something and I give them the information and then they decide how they want to put it in their blog. I mean, I tell them what's important. Like, well, we're doing area and perimeter right now. We made a little book, and it has flip open little tabs on it, and it says on the, area of a parallelogram. Then when they open it, they see what a parallelogram looks like. They know what all the letters in the formula stand for. They know what the formula is, and they can use that every time they're doing a worksheet, taking a test, because they give them, on the 7th grade test, if they want them to use the circumference formula with the diameter, they give that to them on the test. So I let them use their graphic organizer when I give an assessment because they're going to be allowed.
Well, this is my first, and I'll be honest, this is my first major step to try to get to Common Core with my notes. Now, other projects I do, but I'd always ask Christy, I'd say, all right, well, hey, I made a blank format, I left blanks out of it, so they had to follow along in a PowerPoint to get to put the word in. I was really proud of myself. I spent an hour and a half making it, and apparently I'm still in 1. I'm trying to get up to 3 and 4 with my note taking. It is a start, but this is going from a guy who had the PowerPoint going, copy this is what you need to know, to trying to get them to create their own. And this is the best way so far that I've found, and you guys maybe to help me to find others. But note-taking for me right now is a challenge without hijacking, as they say.
Well, the hardest thing for me is just the time.
Yeah,
right.
It's hard.
Because I have to take an entire class period to make the graphic organizer.
Yep.
And, it's
well, maybe the websites we're going to show you will help you too, because there's some you can just print off. And the one I use gives you permission. If you want to use it in class, they said you have permission. And so just print it off.
Take that day to make the graphic organizer and the kids learn it that day, then you don't have to reteach that concept
And
doing
it's, but
it.
it's
I mean,
getting,
sometimes you may have to
it's
make
getting
it.
to that,
And
that
if we
switch
start-
off and feeling comfortable about it.
Yeah.
Because we're
If we
just so
start
used to.
teaching them early, you know, and start using graphic organizers in lower elementary. Let's go right quickly and we'll.
Yeah, we got about 5
website.
minutes. We'll show you this.
I know that's fun.
The first one is the one that I used for my stuff. It has about all of them that you need.
And I can email you all these websites, so you don't have to copy them all down.
Still messed up.
Or you can just take a picture with it with your
Did you
phone.
do that?
A lot of kids try to do that too. Can I take a picture of that? Yeah, go ahead.
A minute, 15 seconds.
Technically, they can't hear unless you have a bring your own device waiver here at the high school, which I have not done yet, because I haven't got out of my comfort zone to allow it yet.
That means they can use their phone in your class.
They do, but they have to sign that waiver. I just don't allow them yet. We'll get to that though, which I think will be good.
What did they do with them during the night? We have to go.
Well-
You don't allow them, where do they park? In our lockers.
Have you seen
They're probably in their bag or backpack.
Miss Jones, that new Microsoft tablet? You think it's gonna be,
What happened to the
is it gonna
lockers?
be the competition for the iPad?
You don't have locker security?
You go down to mine.
She said yes, but a lot of them
Yeah, last
don't.
time they were going up.
And they're on their own.
And there aren't enough lockers.
I haven't really researched it yet.
I think still, we
Well,
sold
I
one or
need
two
to,
of them.
see if it's in
They're
there.
sold.
It's really price wise, by the time you get the add-ons you need, most of them are priced
Okay.
out pretty comparable.
This is the
to
second one on
iPads.
the list. The first one on the list was the one he showed you earlier. This one, and the thing I liked about this one is the way that the list was organized. They had pre-K through 2 and third through fifth
Now, which
grade.
site was this one? But don't you have to join that? Don't you have to pay?
You have to create a login.
Yeah, just a login, but you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it costs anything.
It also organized them by subject, writing graphic organizers, science graphic organizers, math graphic organizers, reading comprehension.
Which site is that one again?
It's called Teacher Vision.
Teacher Vision, okay.
And I'll send you all these, and then you don't have to copy them all down.
I already
Anyway.
did, but I just need to know which one it was.
But I just like the way this was easy for me to go in and say, okay, I'm looking for something on science, I'm teaching a fourth grade class today, and I can find it.
Kristen Hayes, I've told her that before, she says her husband.
They didn't give us a
This is just random. This education place is the one that's Lawrence.
They're just random, just whoever wants to fill them out.
The evaluation guide.
I give all the best scores.
I think they're gonna pay for it or
Do you
something.
think about it, or
Don't fight over it now.
Do I think about it? Yeah.
think
I'll-
about it,
I'll be take time to read the question.
they
So
didn't
you
even
can
hear
print
that,
these
did
off
they?
once you find one you want.
Okay, that's the edge of place.
That's the EduPlace one.
Yeah, that's the first one I used.
She wants to sleep today.
What? I think that she's just gonna ask us if we have any questions.
Did a win.
Everybody here.
I've never thought.
It's so easy.
This one's got some cuter ones.
Yeah, if you guys have that survey, I'll take them up. Hey,